Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate it. You know, it truly makes our day when you reach out to the hotline and you give us a call and we have those conversations with you, our valuable listening audience, our audience out there. Thanks so much for tuning into the show and supporting our show partners. Over 80 different categories of consumer advocates here, 10 years on air, and we love to help you win, as we say, in any marketplace. Coming up here in just a moment, we got Chaz Bradley's the Keller Williams team leader out of Clearwater office here. We're going to talk about culture and the millionaire real estate agent models. A lot of good stuff coming up here. Before we do, we always like to feature our real estate listings, and we got a couple of hot ones here that we'd like to discuss. This one is on Marjorie Avenue in Tampa, 11332 Marjorie Avenue in Tampa. This is a beautiful home. It's a large home, completely fenced in, just a gorgeous opportunity. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. You have just a very nice open floor plan, granite countertops, wood cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, and just a large home here. Great feel in this home, and it's a great opportunity to own real estate here. You got French doors opening up to a spacious lanai. Beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. No HOA or CDD at 11332 Marjorie Avenue in Tampa. One of our great and hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team. 14 Baywood Drive. This one's in Palm Harbor, and what I like about this Baywood Drive property is that you have your own private boat ramp in the community. It's a community boat ramp, 2913 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, completely remodeled 3-story home, wood-burning fireplace in the living room, vaulted ceilings, screened-in pool, waterfront community. Beautiful property, 14 Baywood Drive, Palm Harbor, and you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And a quick shout out to our friends at Replenish IV Solutions. I just left their South Tampa office location, and I had a Myers cocktail right into my bloodstream. So I love taking care of my body, and Replenish IV Solutions allows me to do that. They can come to your home, your office, and they've got multiple Bay Area locations. Replenish IV Solutions. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got Chaz Bradley in the house, team leader over at Keller Williams. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, Brandon, so glad to be here today. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, my pleasure.
Lots of energy, lots of excitement.
I love it. A lot of good topics we're going to get onto here. So you want to give us a little bit of background, a little overview of your position and where you're at?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I think you probably know that, long time no see, by the way. As a business coach and team leader at the Clearwater office, we have about 400 agents there, and they're people. They're not properties. And so I've done that now. I've been with KW for about 9 years. Going on my 10th year. Cool. Prior to that, 2005, mortgage. I was an MLO, mortgage loan officer. Started in 2005, and that allowed me to be able to get into the industry, understand how to help agents actually get more properties moved and sold. And the interesting part before that, I was a personal chef. On the Real Housewives of Orange County.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
Gina Keogh was I was her personal chef to her. So I kind of call it real estate and recipes.
There you go.
Because we know that agents love, food, and of course I love top agents because they love to be progressive. So that's my background, and I think that it all ties together. Some of us think real quick that we go down a journey, and sometimes the journey doesn't make sense, but a lot of times it all matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Interesting background. Similar to mine, too. I was in mortgages prior to real estate. So, yeah, it gives you a great background and understanding on how to keep deals together and put deals together. So we have when you think about business in general, you have models, right? And models are going to help you succeed. Models are going to be repeatable. So Keller Williams Realty, the #1 real estate company on the planet, the most closings, the most agents, and the most volume closed. I mean, what an awesome organization, and it all starts with Gary Keller.
That's right, and as you probably know, Gary Keller, for those that do know him, he is the CEO and of course the owner of Keller Williams International. He's done this for 40 years, so this will be the 40th year. And it's a great organization because not only does it allow you to be able to understand how to build a business, because there is a difference, I'm sure you know, Brandon, in a business and a career,
right?
Or just a business and a job,
right?
A job is something that you trade time for dollars.
Yep.
When you join an organization like KW, or you join an organization where I'm located, you're joining to own a business,
right?
And a business should work with or without you. And one of the models that I wanted to talk about today was about your energy. because your energy is one of the most important pieces that allows for you to get from where you are to where you want to go.
Exactly.
You and I talked yesterday in our mastermind meeting, and I mentioned that there is a epidemic in
Yes,
America.
that's
and
right.
that epidemic starts with an L.
Yeah.
Most thought it started with a C, but it's an L.
Yep.
And it's loneliness.
Yep.
A lot of people are lonely out there. And we're finding that most of America is wanting to engage, and they want to be around more people and not be alone. And so we're finding that this loneliness and this fast epidemic is actually taking away a lot of our productivity.
Yeah, absolutely. Loneliness and depression, and more kids, especially kids, are on all these medications that we're prescribing. There's a lot of reasons for that. But yeah, this is one of the great reasons to, when you look at Keller Williams, we got profit share, all these different systems, the best technology in the world, but you also have that camaraderie and that mastermind ability.
Well, the good news is that people want to belong.
Yeah.
People like to belong. They want to engage. And I think even if you use an example where you take a child or you take an animal and you take the baby away and it's not touched, it has no engagement. What happens?
It will die.
It will die.
Yeah.
And the same is true. And we're finding that a lot of the homeowners and the ones that are in the market today, we did a study.
Yeah.
And the study showed that the predominant folks that are actually moving and changing are in a certain age bracket.
Yeah.
Most thought they were in their 30s.
Right.
Some thought the 40s, but we found statistically proven that it's those that are in their 60s.
Yeah.
And the folks that are in their 60s are the ones that are actually moving, changing, downsizing. So if there's any direction you want to go in your community of people, it would be that age group.
Yeah, I love that. That's a smart move, because you zero in on where's the activity coming from, and that's another great advantage again, because you're able to mastermind with the top agents. We're talking with Chaz Bradley, Keller Williams Clearwater. He's the team leader over there at our office. My wife Lindsay and I own a top team in the office, and Gary wrote this book called Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Lots of great models, lots of great systems, key takeaways. What's some of your key takeaways from Millionaire Real Estate Agent?
Well, you could actually go from the beginning of the book and talk about the 4 key fundamental models, which is obviously your economic model, which is how many appointments, what do I need to do to hit the number I want to hit?
Right.
So that's the first model, which is the economic model.
Yep.
Then, of course, the lead generation model. And
Okay.
that's a model of recognizing where am I getting the source of people that I'm going to communicate with.
Okay.
So that's the L of the economic model. And, of course, after that, you have the B for budget model. And
Okay.
that's where you're actually recognizing how to read P&Ls and balance sheets and really, truly treat your business like a business.
Red light, green light.
Red light, green light, absolutely. Know when to say yes, know when to say no. And then lastly would be the organizational model, which is very much where you and Lindsay are, which, of course, is building a business with an org chart that will actually sustain the business and make it more sustainable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And, we were recently introduced to Livian, which is Gary's kind of expansion model.
Yes,
I kind of
yes.
say it, it's like a Rolex version of Keller Williams.
That's right.
Because it has, all the different systems there for you. So you have a marketing department, a finance department, and it helps you continue that organizational model. And then for the rainmaker, the producer like myself, it gives me more time to focus on lead generation,
right.
focus on keeping in touch with my database, my clients.
That's right. Well, yeah, and the interesting part is that in order to do all that and to make it to where you're able to have that to happen, Gary talks about the 5 energy plans.
Okay.
And I love that because he talks about being able to prepare yourself before 11 o'clock. So everything you should get done within your spiritual energy, within
Right.
your physical energy.
Right.
We're talking about your mental energy, your emotional energy, and your business energy.
Yeah.
And in order to make that your day becomes a great day,
Yeah.
to handle all of that, you want to have most of those done by 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and you get momentum. I'm a guy that's not afraid of the phones.
Right.
I get on the phones, I make my calls, I meet a lot of new people, and what I find is when I hit the phones at 8 a.m., and I'm pretty religious about that, 9:30, 10:30, however long it lasts, man, I've got so much momentum. I've talked to so many people. I've done so many text messages, so many emails, and it's just like you get that momentum, and then that momentum compounds.
That's right. It comes down. It really does. Spiritual energy, basically, if I broke the 5 down and talked a little bit about each of them real quickly, is that your spiritual energy is just your ability to wake up every single morning and have joy.
Right.
Wake up every single morning and be grateful for what you have.
Grateful.
Right?
Yep.
That's the spiritual energy. Your physical energy is the ability to exercise and eat and nutrition and to be able to rest and get and be able to be around people and maintaining that health. Your emotional energy is filled with the positive mindset Being able to know that no matter what happens, everything's going to be all right.
Right.
And we teach this in our market center. We have agents that come in and ask the question, how do I maintain my business? How do I grow my business? Well, it first starts with us, right?
That's right.
It starts with you in order to make that happen. So it starts with you. And then, of course, the mental energy is the ability to be engaged and to set clear goals and to be able to prioritize your task and to prioritize your life.
Yeah.
And then that business energy is obviously, it's just focusing on that one thing.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that I can do today?
Yep.
Such that by doing that, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary.
Yeah.
And we put those 5 energy sources in place.
Yeah.
We get those done by 11 o'clock. We're on our way to having a great day.
Yeah. What is the one thing? Another book by Gary Keller. And that power of focus, I think, is so key. Because when I teach class Win with Sellers, and I go around to different places, market centers. I teach it at, I've taught at both of the realtor boards as well.
Yes, you're amazing at that.
Thank you. When I teach that class, though, it comes down to the focus, the power of focus. Because you get some agents that, they major in minor things, right? They're looking at, hey, what if I do this Facebook post, and what if I do these things? I'm like, look, well, all that's good, but let's focus on lead generation right now. What we're talking about is generating leads, immediate leads. And if you have that focus and you really set forth, and maybe you're making certain mojo calls, etc. That focus, that power of focus, where your energy goes, you're going to expand, right? Your energy flows, your attention goes, right?
Where your energy goes, your attention flows.
Yeah, that's right.
If you think about a metaphor, metaphorically speaking, and you're looking and saying, if I'm looking at the stars,
yep,
and I can see the entire universe, right? But if I take a telescope and I look through the telescope, I see one star. That's the one thing concept. And would love to come back at another time to talk deeper with you about the one thing, because they talk about goal setting to the now.
Yeah.
How you're able to say, my someday goal is to have a family. My someday goal is to do 50 million in sales. My someday goal is to travel the world to Dubai.
Yeah.
No matter what it might be, we have to break it down into the right now goal.
Yeah.
What is the next best thing that I can do to head towards that someday goal?
Right. And yeah, so I look at real estate or life goals as a math equation, right? So if I have this income goal over here, let's say I want to net $1 million, right? In the millionaire real estate, that's where you get that. When you net $1 million and you're basically the CEO of that organization, and sometimes you can even step out of it, right? Whatever that number is, okay, well, that means I have to make a certain amount of calls. I have to set a certain amount of appointments. I have to go out and take a certain amount of listing applications, aka seller signed agreements. I have to, or maybe I'm a buyer agent. I got to work with so many buyers, right? So you can work it backwards and turn it into a math equation.
Exactly. And there's a quadrant that Gary uses also. And there's a lot of acronyms, as you know, because you've been with KW for quite a while.
Yeah.
And one of them is that we think $1 million. Once you think $1 million, then you can earn $1 million.
Yes,
then
I love
you
that.
net $1 million.
Yeah.
And then the last is you give $1 million away.
I love it.
Because now we're talking about giving back to our communities.
Yeah.
We're talking about helping others become better, because our business grows to the extent that we do.
Yeah, I love that. That's the why behind it for a lot of people, right? I want to be able to give to this charity that maybe, maybe my father passed away from. Maybe it was this cancer, or maybe it was this, heart disease type thing. Good stuff. I want to talk more about some of the programs that you have as well that our audience might be able to benefit from. When we come back, I want to talk about K-Score. It's a really cool program. This could be for you as well. And we're not saying, hey, become a full-time realtor. We're giving you a potential for a side hustle here. Pretty cool program. I want to talk with Chaz Bradley more about that on the other side of this break. Hey, follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1, at CQB Show as well. We'd love to connect, follow you back, and stay in touch there on social media. And our YouTube channel has over 2,000 videos now on our YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty. We'll be right back. More with Chaz Bradley, team leader from Keller Williams Clearwater.
Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Chaz Bradley, team leader, Keller Williams, and also a couple of hot listings here. I want to let you know about some of our properties that we've got here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Great opportunities to own real estate and invest in properties. 6101 34th Street West. This is a great opportunity, and this property is in Bradenton, Manatee County. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, almost 1,800 square feet. This is a luxurious gated community of Vizcaya. 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Plus, you got a bonus room there on 34th Street. It's unit number 6H, and that's in Bradenton, Florida. Spacious living room, dining room, cathedral ceilings. Beautiful property there, and that is compliments of our team member, Linda. 6400 46th Avenue North. This is another property that is a similar type scenario here. This one's in Kenneth City, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1405 square feet, 46th Avenue, unit number 101. 55 plus community, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, plus a bonus room, new floors, fresh paint. Great opportunity to own real estate. You can see all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com. That's platinumcoastalelite.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so Chaz Bradley in the house. Give us an overview of K-Score. I love this idea because I think more and more people, Americans, let's face it, credit card debt, $1.2 trillion, the highest number on record. Student loan debt, highest number on record. Interest rates, highest on record. People are hurting. Jobs, the job market's not great, even though some of the labor statistics will put out, in my opinion, misleading information, maybe doctored information. But when you think about a side hustle, this is something that a lot of people can do, and there's some really good professions that could really benefit. Hairstylists, personal trainers, anybody that talks to a lot of people and maybe has a little bit more of an outgoing, extrovert type personality, Chaz.
That's right. Even bartenders. I mean, so
bartenders.
It's one of those, if you have a relationship and you believe in relationships, because this is not about sales.
Right.
It's truly about building relationships and long-term relationships.
I love that.
That's why we tell our clients that it's not a property, it's people.
Yes.
And you think about the people, not the property.
Yeah.
K-Score was created by the president of Keller Williams International, Mark King.
Okay.
And Mark King made the decision that he wanted to go out and create a program that would allow those folks that had issues with getting financing, for getting their license. And so he started K-Score back in 2021. And K-Score, so it's a program provided by Keller Williams that allows an individual to come into our organization and to be able to get their pre-licensing all completed. It's a 63-hour here in Florida at no cost.
Yeah.
We pay all the costs. They're like an intern, or they would be like a gift given to them.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it has really made a big difference. We brought in over 100,000 K-Score folks throughout the nation.
Wow.
And so these are, like you mentioned before, they're bartenders, they're nurses, they're they're hustles, they're trainers, they're personal trainers, and when you take K-Score, it takes about 63 hours.
Yep.
You can do it all online. You're able to go in, and we partnered with Kaplan, Kaplan and Bob Hogue, and so it's the same pre-licensing here in the area. But I think the thing that I love most about it is that you don't necessarily need to be any certain type of a person.
Right.
You just need to have a reason why.
Yeah.
You want to have that extra income. And we've seen people go from bartender to full-time, $4 million to $5 million, $37 to $37 million. And I know here in the studio we have one of the amazing guys here, I think, that may have taken K-Score.
That's right.
I think
Alex
I'm staring
Black
at him
Belt,
right now. Yes?
Alex Black Belt Lima.
So
tell us about your experience.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you know how they say the third time's a charm and a lot of things? I guess it depends on, how many times you've attempted something. But this was actually the third time that I've had in my heart to pursue the real estate industry. I actually, for a time, I was not a mortgage lender or originator. I was a lead generator for a mortgage company at one point in time. So I've had for many years like a taste of the mortgage industry and of the real estate industry. Yep. And for one reason or another, it just kind of never panned out. I mean, the second time that I did this real estate thing, I went all the way through, and just at the last minute, things happened, and I didn't even go take the final exam. So after I, sustained my injury last year, I'm an athlete. I'm a combat sports athlete and coach. And when I sustained my injury, just a feeling of being like defeated. Am I ever going to do this stuff again? Just trying to find. I'm a conqueror by nature. My name is Alexander. So I'm here to do things and protect and do things. And actually, Lindsay, the blessing that she is in life, she after my surgery, she made some food, sent some food home for me to, have something to eat. And then she talked to me about, she's like, well, if you're looking for stuff to do, because obviously with surgery and bills and things rack up, you fall under financial hardships. Yep. And she was like, well, you're part of the team. You should, we have K-Score going on right now. I knew nothing about it. And I was like, well, what's that? She put me onto it. And I was like, well, this time I can't fail, because Lindsay opened the door for me.
Sometimes that accountability makes a difference, huh?
100%. And then because Lindsay did, I was like, you know what? There's something's pulling me this. There's a higher power pushing me in this direction. And I don't believe in accidents. Like you were just saying, like things happen for a reason. So here we are.
Here you are. And it took you how long to get it? How long did you take? Because we give normally 6 months is the time frame once you get your first login and password. So how long did you take to get it to complete?
I'm going to testify to that as well. So, I actually, due to the rehab and stuff from my injury, and then having a small daughter at home, and realistically, I work like 4 jobs right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I applied a lot of time to it. I was about, I would say, 60% through the course, but I was coming up on the deadline, and I was like, oh man, I don't think, I was like, but I can't. I told myself I'm going to do this. I need to see this all the way through.
Yeah.
So I called up Kaplan and Bob Hogan, spoke with them, and I actually paid to get an extension.
There you go.
Which it really wasn't that much
And I think
more
that's
to
about
add.
$50 or something like that.
It wasn't
Yeah.
that much and well worth it,
Yeah.
So it took me several months. So anybody listening, I was working 4 jobs, paid for an extension, 11 o'clock at night, taking the test, getting it done. So, I mean, it is possible. You just have to have the drive, the desire, the passion, and the discipline to put in that work.
That's right. Have those 5 energy plans.
We got 1 minute left, Chaz. I wanted to just kind of give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about, kind of summarize it all, bring it home for us.
Well, I mean, I just think that for me, it's really truly all about, starting with you. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. No matter what your career is, no matter what it is, have a big why.
Yeah.
Have a reason why you do what you do. So I just wanted to close on this one now. And Gary talks about this in his book, and I always like it. And I stand up usually when I do this. Now that you've gotten your inspiration, now go put in the perspiration.
Go get
and do the work.
Go get it done.
That's right. I appreciate you for having me here today, Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely. My
Amazing.
pleasure. It's always great to bring on, all types of local, entrepreneurs, business owners, managers, sales reps. I mean, that's what I love about doing this show. I've met so many awesome people throughout Tampa Bay, and 10 years on air doing it now. So it's
You're amazing.
Quite a while.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes,
a lot of
indeed.
fun. I can't think, when you think about, sometimes you look back and, I tell the story. I played football at USF back on the inaugural team, and I start adding up the years. I'm like, wait, that's over 20 years ago. What happened?
Yeah, it's funny how time flies, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It really does,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So
But you're just getting better and better. And I
well, thank you
absolutely
so
appreciate
much.
that.
We got a great team as well.
Yep, you do.
Alex does a great job. Nicole, Jose, Brian, everybody here. Weaver, Mark Lecker. We got a great team behind us. So
That's where businesses thrive.
good stuff, man. Thanks for coming in.
You betcha. And the way to reach me is 727-770-0772.
All right.
Chaz Bradley at kw.com.
Awesome, good stuff. Hey, please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call